Welcome back, everybody, to the finale of Sonic Frontiers, the Freedom action-adventure game created by the Sonic team and published by Sega. I'm joined by my friend David. Say hello to the people.
Green 1, Monkey 4 here. Welcome to the finale.
Yep. So your overall thoughts on this playthrough? Go.
Well, it was certainly nice seeing Frontier in this way, in the Japanese, with seeing different perspectives and what lines were changed. Certainly gives a different perspective of this game, which I already liked. And now seeing the lore reason, I just kind of like even more.
Cool. Man, there are just some scenes like this one where I ask myself, did that really need to be in the game, guys? Okay, here's the line where Sage and Amy talk about God.
Did we always see this?
No, we saw it after a video. I pulled it up on YouTube and we watched it together.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't know if I accidentally skipped it or not. No, it's here. And they still believed in God? It's like, what kind of line is that, Amy? Yeah. I believe in the English version, Sage says kinship at one point.
Huh, interesting.
Yes. See, this scene tries to use something called not zoom. It's when you use the face, like you zoom in on the face to give an effect. It uses cinematography techniques, per se. Whereas other scenes, like the one where Amy and Eggman were talking to each other, it's just them standing there. And I think to myself, what happened to the cutscenes of the series? Don't get me wrong, I'm glad that they focused more on gameplay during this one. I really am. But what happened, guys? You had something. Don't throw that away. At least in Shadow Gens, we get the cutscene quality and the animation quality back. But I think that they did sacrifice on the level design for that game. Don't get me wrong, the gameplay is good, and the levels are good, but I don't think they're as good as they could have been. Because I still think back to the levels in the games that they come from. So Adventure 2, Heroes, 06, and also at Frontiers. Now, in Frontiers' case, I'm not going to say good or bad, because Chaos Island, the whole island, is obviously a more in-depth run-through than a level that's designed to be 4 minutes long. But the Forces level, what happened? Okay, the Forces level was actually really good. Now, I should note, I'm talking about the 3D versions of the levels. I know people like a lot of the 2D levels more, which was shocking to me. Apparently, people think that the Kingdom Valley and the Sunset Heights from Sonic Forces 2D were better than the 3D levels. I personally disagree with that. I think every 3D level was better than the 2D levels, but I can see the arguments made. Also, what was that fade in? Why were the cards up there?
I have no idea.
Yep.
That was weird.
Exactly. See, now we know what those light things were. Those things were actually just data overflow. Cool, right?
Huh. Yeah, interesting.
It's very cool, I think. Yep. It's like, this is what I mean, like, there's some attempt here by moving the camera, but the characters are just standing there. Don't get me wrong, this is a really cool looking environment. But then I think to other games, like Stellar Blade, and I just think, man, that environment was so beautiful. You haven't played Stellar Blade, but I know you got it today. Enjoy it, it's really good.
I'm definitely going to.
Yeah. Yeah, this is where Amy is saying to you, the player, oh, by the way, actually use the other characters, because while I may be acrobatic, Tails can just fly.
Yeah.
Yeah. What kind of sentence is that?
I have no idea. Hey man, am I supposed to be like a smart or something? What do they even mean?
Like, even Amy is confused. Okay, to be fair, the S-C's things, it's supposed to be that he stuttered.
Right.
More Sage being a robot conversation. Not really a robot, just AI.
Right.
Yep. I didn't realize there were this many cutscenes though. How long until we actually get to gameplay? I have no idea.
Looks like to be...
Mother of God.
Wait, 18 minutes and 30 seconds.
18 minutes! What is this?
I have no idea.
Anyway, what's your timestamp at? I'm at 5:20.
543. What the fuck?
Okay, I'll just skip ahead for a bit. Okay, I'm at 546 now. Okay, we're good.
But I don't know how that's the.
Why do
follow.
we
just
keep...
talked about.
I don't get
We
that.
talked about the. We even talked about the same Eggman line when it happened.
How do we keep desyncing this badly?
I don't know.
There's something wrong with us, and I don't know what it is, but there is something there.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, at least Tails and Knuckles get to talk.
Right.
18 minutes of just cutscenes. You know, still not the Rebirth 3, though. It's still not Rebirth 3.
Yeah, nothing's gonna beat that.
I'm glad I didn't do the Victory version then, because while I think Victory is better, the dialogue sections are way longer in Victory. Because they had to cut a lot of those cutscenes so that the game would fit on the Vita. The worst example is the original Neptunia. While I may be doing a phenomenal job of editing, you should know that some of those cutscenes are an hour to 2 hours long.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Okay, this is a cool callback, but it doesn't need to be a cutscene. If this was something that was said over the radio, like how in Sonic Forces they used the radio, or 06 they had a radio, and other games like it.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I read something. I don't want to talk about them, but doing Sonic. The latest chapter was the latest volume of the DC crossover with Sonic with League. So this basically after Volume 2, where all the DC heroes got trapped in Sonic World, the Sonic heroes are basically taking over their place in the DC world. Even got new costumes and everything.
You have an image?
Yeah, give me a second. Let me get them. Let me get them real quick.
Cool. Keep talking though.
Yeah, but basically we have seen we have Shadow riding on a motorcycle as he chases after the Joker dressed as Batman. we have Sonic in a new Flash-themed outfit who goes up against Reverse Flash of all people and freaking annihilates him.
Cool.
The power scarers are gonna be raging at that.
I don't care what the power skillers think.
No, neither do I. I'm just saying they're gonna be mad, but I don't care either. And then my favorite part, we also have Silver, who actually has Green Lantern's ring to become a Green Lantern and join the Corps. Like he's with other Green Lantern in space. Amy is flying an invisible car.
Wonder Woman. Yeah.
Yeah. Tails, I actually don't know how he became Cyborg. Like, he literally is just all against such. I don't quite get why.
To be fair though, isn't that basically what he did in Lost World?
Oh yeah, but more like, yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
But also we also got yeah, we had Knuckles as Superman going up to fight Lex Luthor, trying to have a conversation with him. Lex Luthor tried to trick him with thinking he had the same weakness as Superman, so he tried to get Kryptonite.
Doesn't work,
But
baby.
guess what? Well, it's not Kryptonite. It was a Chaos Emerald. Yeah, the Chaos Emerald are here actually, during the DC universe, and Lex just basically handed Knuckles the Green Chaos Emerald by accident.
That's funny.
It is. I'm getting the images to show you.
Cool. And here we have them talking about Amy's hammer not working, despite the fact that her hammer is very useful for parrying, and she rides it like a broom.
Right.
Yep.
So I don't know what they mean by not working.
Well, I guess it's because she uses the tarot cards to fight, as opposed to hitting things with a hammer in this game.
I suppose, yeah.
But it does appear weird. Don't get me wrong. Like, let's say the new Sonic game, they have mini-games, okay? Hypothetically. If we just have a minigame and it's like, if you're playing as Amy, you could play cards or something, that'd be cool. Okay, maybe they could even go out of their way, even though I don't think they would do it, to put the Japanese-only Sonic X card game into the game. That'd be sick.
Actually, would be pretty cool, yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking about, I'm just trying to get this.
Okay, not a problem. Meanwhile, we have Tails and Knuckles talking about, we need to find the emeralds. Guys, we already had this cutscene.
Yeah.
But at least now, we get to see the effects of the island on the characters. Doesn't he say, not yet, Sonic handled 4 islands of this. I'm not going out with just one. Like a surfer, bro. Why did they make Knuckles a surfer dude bro in this game?
I have no idea.
It's just weird to me. Oh right, I decided to go in as the default Sonic because it's the only proper way to conclude this section of the story, I think.
Agree.
Yep. And here we have Tails telling Eggman, "Oh, by the way, those orange things that you had, your little ships or whatever. Yeah, we know it was you."
Yeah.
And my question
Anyway,
is, yeah, go.
go ahead, finish.
No, just post them in the Discord. I'll finish up here. But
Yeah.
Eggman over here talks about how it's so, such a good eye and whatever, but it doesn't really work the same way. Okay, Silver as a Green Lantern looks really cool.
Yeah, he does.
Okay, here we have Shadow looking like Batman, although he looks more like Mephiles here because of the gray streaks.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. Sonic being the Flash, okay, that's funny. I like that a lot.
You know what I do like? If you one thing I actually do like too. Right Flash, he actually says, "You're not good enough to be a playmate. You're not even good enough to be my fate." Where did that come from? You know where that comes from?
SA2.
Yeah, that literally Shadow's line.
Yeah. Faker,
That
you're
is-
comparing yourself to me? Ha! You're not even good enough to be my fake. I'll make you eat those words.
And you know what the best part is? It shows here that Sonic used Chaos Control to get to be Reverse Flash. This is the first time we see him use Chaos Control since the Archie comics.
He used when was the last time what year was that?
I have no idea. The Archie was so long.
Because the last time in the video games he used Chaos Control was either in Dark Brotherhood or 06.
Looking for a picture. Sonic, Dark,
Brotherhood is 07.
Brother. Okay, so then 2008 actually.
Oh, my bad.
Okay, yeah. So in the game, that was the last time he used Chaos Control. As for Archie comics, I don't know specifically when, but Archie Sonic ended back in like actually 2016.
Okay, then,
Nearly
yeah.
99 years ago.
Wow, that doesn't...
Yeah,
2016 doesn't feel that long ago, yet it is. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. I'm gonna try and find the Superman Knuckles.
Okay.
So you can just see how much of a buffoon like Luxor was.
Anyhow, we have 4 minutes until we get to peak gaming. So, yeah, I think after those 4 minutes, it's mostly gameplay with very minimal dialogue. Yeah, it's mostly gameplay. Good.
Yeah.
I like how Sage even acknowledges that she wasn't expecting Sonic to do the hacking in the video game, not Tails. Yep. And here's Tails telling Knuckles... I mean, my bad, the other way around. Here's Knuckles telling Tails, yeah, I may have done a lot of things on this island, but you're the one to do it. And by the way, can I just say this lighting looks so good in this game? You look at this game's lighting, and then
it looks amazing.
yeah, then you look back at 06 and like, god damn it, man, where did the time go? It's kinda
Okay.
painful, isn't it?
It's okay. It's okay to me.
Yeah.
Just the shading and shit looked amazing.
Yeah,
Okay.
the game looks nice.
And here's the whole thing with Knuckles and Lex.
Okay, let me see it. Do you share his weakness too? That means that this wouldn't even have worked on Superman then, because that's a...
Yeah. He just thinks that any green rock is a kryptonite.
To be fair, how many green rocks glow like that?
Honestly, actually, surprisingly a lot. I looked it up.
Like uranium, right?
Yeah. And you know what the best part is? After Knuckles gets there, he goes to fly, but then he literally U-turns back into the mirror and asks Lex if you're trying to poison him. That is hilarious. He does a freaking U-turn in midair.
See, it's so funny, dude. Oh my
You know,
god.
the best part is this shows how much Knuckles has changed. He's no longer being gullible.
I would hope not. It's been 30 years.
Just saying, how many times did that happen to him?
It happened up until Adventure 1 was the last time it happened. So 98? Ooh. It's been a while, you know. He hasn't been tricked by Eggman in a long time. Unless you count that one time in Sonic X, which was 2004. Ooh, 20 years ago. Oh my god, that was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I feel like I feel
like
like those guys who played Vice City when it came out. You don't play GTA, do you?
not really. No.
Okay,
I don't even know. I don't even know if I'm gonna get GTA 6.
I'm not getting it. I don't want to. It doesn't look cool. We still don't have a good gameplay demonstration. We just have cutscenes. Okay, let's actually see some gameplay going, then we'll talk. That's the truth.
Well, probably get them soon when we get near to the actual final release date. Now that hopefully it doesn't get delayed again.
True. Anyhow, finally, we have ended cutscene hell and joined Peak Gaming. Watch me absolutely decimate the last tower. I think that this one's somewhat difficult, but after the amount of times I've done it, it's not. But then again,
was somebody just shooting at you just now?
Yeah, Eggman's robots. Or more accurately, cyberspace recreations of Eggman's robots, because we're actually on the same time now. Same side.
Oh. Yeah, I gotta say, but now...
Yeah.
Oh, these are some old...
These are the old ones from the classic era.
Yeah, we never thought to see these bad necks again.
Yep. Look at all those Eggman's robots, says Tails.
Yeah, you should have killed. You should have killed the B bad necks. Just kill them all before you left.
They're good homing attack saves, so it's better to leave them.
Exactly, homing attack into them and then kill them.
The homing attack saves. In case you fall off, you can homing attack one of them to reorient yourself.
But no, that means there's something good about them. But they're bees. There can't be anything good.
Anyhow, here we have the ball thing from from Aquatic Base. I never thought they would reference that thing again, though.
That was kind of pretty easy.
Like, what is that 06 No, this is easy because I've done this a million times.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I gotta fall.
Watch the streamers do this.
Hey, how did you... The range on a homing attack is insane!
Yeah, this game has one of the strongest Sonics ever put to gameplay. This Sonic would absolutely dog walk every previous incarnation of the character. He's so powerful. Okay, Adventure 1 Sonic can't do this.
Yeah, this is probably the most powerful Sonic it's been.
Okay, and if you're gonna bring up Archie Sonic, okay, Archie Sonic without all the freaking plot MacGuffins still loses.
I wasn't.
With the plot MacGuffins, then fine, Archie Sonic is still stronger, but without them, no.
I just said I wasn't gonna bring him up.
I know I'm bringing them up, though. Anyhow, here's this jump that everyone thought is super difficult, when in reality it's not. Look at that, it's so easy.
Yeah, you double jumped.
Yep. People thought this tower was so difficult, man.
Yeah, I say that, and... Is that what you're meant to do?
Yeah, just to show this off.
Huh.
Because this camera angle is really cool.
Anyway, I was gonna say, I say that, I say it easy now, I'm pretty sure if I ever did this, I would fail so badly.
You're gonna scream.
I scream it anyways.
Fine then, you're gonna squirm! Anyhow, here he is.
The Master King.
Oh. Yeah.
聖司から聞いたんだけど、お前がサイバー侵食を新しい力に変えられるだろ?
That's what I'm saying. This translator note is completely right. Okay, what do you think?
Huh? Say again?
Do you agree with me that the translator note there is completely right?
Yeah, after reading it, yeah, it would be right.
Yeah.
Plus, Master King sounds a lot better than...
Well, neither name sounds good, mind you. I'm gonna be the one to say it. I don't think either name is good.
Oh, between the two, Master King is better.
I don't even know. I would have to think about that, because I think they're both bad. But that's just me, though. I don't know about you. I like how he says Ultima in that sentence. Anyhow, here is the legendary Master King trial. The trial that was so difficult, people rage quit their live streams.
Oh, wait. the boss rush.
Yep. You have, thanks to the power of updates, and it's no longer 4 frames, it's now 15 frames. Which gets rid of the challenge completely. I say that because I've memorized all the parry timings, but I feel like someone who's never done this would still struggle.
To the other
And
side.
then if you play this on easy mode, you get a whole 2 seconds to parry. Can we just agree that we don't need to sing?
Fine.
Okay,
Yeah.
we didn't actually talk, yeah, because we didn't actually talk about the boss fights when we did these earlier, so let's actually talk about the boss fights.
Right. Starting off, Giganto.
You can
For-
put him
for
in
the-
stun lock.
What?
You
Yeah,
can-
but you can't do that. But we're talking about the boss fight itself. For the first boss of this game, Giganto is actually pretty well done for the first boss. His design is already intimidating and iconic. It's just a freaking giant. And when you face him, you already feel the sheer power this supersonic is. And then it's just incredible. And then you have here where he goes all Shin Godzilla on you,
Yep.
which is just insane. Granted, the lasers are actually pretty easy to avoid. Just
No,
don't
they're
go.
not. No, they're not.
Really, I didn't have trouble. I didn't have trouble with them.
Because you don't feel it, because if you get hit by the lasers in hard mode, it just feels like you were hit by Giganto. But I'm telling you,
yeah.
play this on extreme. No, those things are so hard to avoid.
I'm not gonna do extreme. Look, you saw my part when I did this on my channel.
Yeah.
I guess because I didn't notice because I didn't have a one shot, one kill thing.
Yeah, you didn't die if you were touched inappropriately. That's the issue. So you don't feel
Right.
it.
But like I said, Giganto for the first boss, he's well done. He's definitely a good boss fight.
In addition, I think that if each of these titans are such good for Sonic boss fights, that if they were the final boss of their own respective game, it would still work.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Okay, I do think they all have the same quality of a Sonic final boss. I would argue that these are, like, if we treat each island as its own game, which honestly, with the amount of content, each island is longer than Forces, except for the 4th one.
I've already made a Shadow of the Closet joke on this.
Yeah, we
During
did.
this playthrough already.
We've made
Yeah,
it.
okay.
I think I
Yeah,
made
I
an
gotta
Elden
make
Ring.
sure.
I think I made an Elden Ring joke at some point.
Probably. I
probably
don't know
did.
much about Elden Ring.
Yeah. Okay. This Wyvern is a cool fight, but why do they make us do the opening section? Okay, I'm lying. I know why they do it. It's to make it tense. Because here's the thing, right? If you get hit by one of these spheres, your ring count drops to below 10, and which means it's over. So, the thing about this fight, it's not just that it's harder. Even on hard mode where you don't die in one hit, you still lose rings. You have 400 rings for this trial, and you cannot gain any. Even if you side loop, you won't get back your rings. They also remove all the rings on the map.
Huh.
And if you die, you have to go all the way back to Giganto. There's no checkpoints here.
That is actually kind of annoying.
I got stuck
I wonder-
here for 20 hours. Think about how many
20?
days of playing this game I went through.
Yeah, I'm already feeling that for you. Wow.
Let's assume I played 3 hours a day. Let's assume. I know I did a lot more than that, but let's assume. That's 6 days plus another 2 hours on a different day.
Right.
It's ridiculous. Okay,
Agreed.
do I regret it? Absolutely not. Because the thing is, even though I talk about it like it's some crazy thing, if you go back and watch those live streams, I smile the whole time. At no point do I get frustrated. Because I knew what I signed up for when I clicked on extreme mode. Okay, I knew what I was getting myself into. The live streamers, however, did not know what they were getting themselves into and proceeded to complain every single second. As a matter of fact, the director of this game, Morio Kishimoto, put out a statement saying that he was unable to beat the final boss. and this trial as well.
People, I hear some people saying the negative when game developers can't beat their own game, but honestly, I feel like that's a good thing, in my opinion.
Why?
Like, I don't know, just to show that even they have struggle with it too. Show that even with their own game, they still struggle as much as anyone else, but still have a good time with it.
I guess, but it's not as bad as say Yuji Naka has never beaten a Sonic game, for example.
I guess so, yeah.
And considering he was there from Sonic 1 all the way to Shadow 05, that's a lot of games he never beat.
Yeah. So, okay, anyway, let's talk about this boss fight, Wyvern.
This boss is cool, but it has a lot of broken mechanics, as in it doesn't work properly. The rings don't do any damage that he's launching here. The laser has the weirdest hitbox and parry timing. In fact, I didn't even know there was a laser in this boss fight for a whole year, because I've killed him so quickly in my playthroughs, I never saw it. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
You have...
go ahead, finish.
You have... again, you have 1/4 of a second to block these freaking missiles. How did I dodge that?
I have no idea.
Damn. You have to parry that twice. And if you don't parry it, you literally cannot beat this boss fight. You have to know how to do the parry. That one, I never learned the timing. I just decided to get blindly lucky on it, and it worked this playthrough.
Right.
Yep.
I will say the atmosphere of Wyvern is very unique, considering you're unlike the others. You're not in a set area. You're flying around the island itself, which is pretty awesome.
Yep. You can actually get to the Wyvern fight really early, as in before you even get a Chaos Emerald. Did you see that?
How? Yeah, I did. But also, how?
There's a spawn trigger in that little tower thing. I forget what part of the section there you see on the left. There's a spawn trigger for the Wyvern, so you don't even have to do the story to get to it.
Huh. Interesting.
Because you were never supposed to get there, but it's really easy to get there. Because, again, this game, Frontiers, is an unfinished game. This game clearly was not ready when they released it. Okay, Sonic, the series about speed, has a bunch of rush jobs. Who knew?
Yeah, much as I love this game, I do have to admit that too. The game does have some aspects of the show is not finished. The final boss, I think, is a big contender of that.
The fact that they changed the final boss in Update 3 really tells me that that was not the intention of the final boss.
Yeah. Okay, dude, this is awesome!
Oh yeah, this is cool.
This game really shows the power of Supersonic.
Absolutely. Although there is one thing I want to point out. I had a complete memory gap here. I swear I thought there was a scene where Sonic yanked off one of its teeth. But that actually never happened. But for a year, I thought there was a scene in this boss fight where you could yank one of the teeth off. That's just me having one of those misremembrance sections.
Now, honestly, still, that would have been pretty cool.
That would have been a cool QTA, just rip off a tooth.
Yeah, and then you use that to put a head to hold in front of you to just spear right through him.
Oh, you're about to see me do some absolutely pointless flexing with the parry. You'll see it in a second. You'll see it in a second.
Right. This one is actually the first and only one I game over it in.
Boom! You see that?
That was awesome.
I didn't need to do that though. I could have just jumped over it, but I wanted to show off how good I am at this game system.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Anyway, like I said, night before, are you gonna get off his crotch?
I'm not on his crotch. I'm on his arm.
I don't know why I said.
What the fuck?
I don't know. As I was saying, Knight here, he's actually the one boss fight I did lose to. I ran out of rings because I didn't quite get his second phase.
Oh, here's where we get another moment where I'm glad I didn't do this on extreme because I do get hit in this fight and I'm so mad. I thought I was gonna do this fight flawlessly, no damage. But no, I messed up at the very end. Which is a shame too, because I pretty much go damn near invincible during this playthrough.
Yeah. Okay, I like how for this one they changed the people who do the music to give the same people who did Infinite theme.
Yes, it is them. I mean, Kellen Quinn is still on the mic though. For the main sections. It always seemed to me that the guy who did Infinite's theme just wrote Knight's theme because people didn't listen to Infinite's theme because it was associated with one of the worst characters ever put to gaming.
I honestly like the theme. Infinite's theme is pretty awesome.
I think that Infinite's theme is okay. I don't think it's that great.
And we have more lasers, which basically he just shoots up.
Which, by the way, these aren't in the fight.
Yeah, he just does that. He just does that
To spook
to flex.
us.
Yeah.
Which
See, this is the part that I got. I had no idea how to parry the shield.
you know, you never actually have to parry the shield. You could just do raw damage on him. I just didn't bother with trying to time it. Here's where I messed up. I went to the right instead of the left, which got me hit there, and that means that I would have had to restart the challenge.
Right. That actually got me too. And the shield thing again, I also didn't know that. So I tried the raw damage in the first time, and I ran out of time.
Yeah, if you want to do the raw damage strat, you need to come in here with at least 180 rings. Otherwise, don't bother. Okay, just use the parry strats otherwise. Fun fact, if you know what you're doing, you can beat this boss in I think 50 seconds.
I believe that. I'm sure you can.
Yeah. The Sonic Frontiers bosses are really cool, but there are so many ways to break them that they lose a lot of their... I guess... What's the word that they use? Aura, I think is the word that they use?
I think so.
Menace, that's what they lose. They lose their menace when you realize how easy it is to break these fights in half.
Yeah.
Look at this, he can't even fight back here.
No, that also kind of step also pretty cool. Oh, but here comes one of the best defeats.
Yeah.
He raises it up, and we just catch it in the hand. Awesome. He still tries to fling us with it.
Boom.
Just find you.
This kick was so interesting to me.
We just spin him out.
What happened to his blue eyes? Where'd they go?
Isn't it before he gets it?
No, Giganto, not Giganto, Knight has blue eyes.
Oh, I thought I was talking about Sonic.
No, Sonic doesn't have blue eyes yet. That's after we go to the fight with the end.
Oh, and here comes this awesome part. Where we literally just use his own freaking sword against them. That is disrespect to the highest level.
Hey, Frieza! Ah!
You should split!
Does he really say that in the dub?
No, that was the bridge.
Oh, I was like, wait a minute, that doesn't sound right. I just remember him screaming for 12 seconds. It wasn't actually 12 seconds, it was a little bit less. Fuck
Anyway,
did you just do? That shit was annoying.
Sorry, I was doing the TFS scream with Frieza.
By the way, suddenly we're at the fight. Like, what is this transition, guys?
Yeah, some training session, and now we'll go straight to the final battle.
Yep. By the way, in gameplay, you would have to talk back to Master King again, and he'll say to you, "Oh, would you like to go to the final battle?" And then you would just say yes.
Huh.
Yep. Here we have them. The 7 Chaos Emeralds. Although, there's only 6 here.
There's the 7th one.
There we go.
I think we desynced again.
No, I'm at 3740.
Okay, now mine we're good.
Yeah. Pixelated trees, as everyone pointed out during their playthrough.
頭を救うよう命じる
Like,
頭を救うよう命じる
fuck, did you just do? That shit was annoying.
あの wait, thanks for the-
Yeah. Yep. Ignoring those pixelated trees, this game looks really good.
There you go. We're still Supersonic 1.
Because he hasn't transformed yet.
Wait, then actual transformation sequence. Just
Yes. What?
I don't know what idea we were looking at. Anyway, once again, we have
Supreme.
Supreme.
A fight that we are going to dog walk. I'm not
Except
even...
this one's gonna be far better.
The second half
Well, actually,
is
no,
going to
this-
be far better. The original Supreme fight is not a good fight.
Oh, so there's still the original at first.
Yeah, there's phase 1, which is the original fight, then phase 2, which is the new boss.
Okay, yeah. So I guess we can talk about that. The first Supreme boss fight from here and in the base game.
Boom!
It's a joke.
Where did the health bar go?
They like Supreme was built up to be the huge thing. Like he had this wing cutscene in the base game too, but he never uses them.
Oh, fun fact. Supreme actually has the least amount of health of any Titan.
It is still the
Giganto has the most health of all the Titans.
wow, actually surprising. Is it still the base fight?
Yeah, we're still in the base fight.
Yeah, see, people, what Miguel's doing right now, how destroying me easily, is an accurate representation of the actual Supreme fight. Look, the game is fun, but Supreme is a joke. It is a shame since he was built up to be like the strongest of the Titans.
Yeah, he was. It was a pretty cool build-up as well. I did like it a lot.
And he has such a cool design, especially with that gun.
Yeah.
It's a problem. Like for one, look at his. You notice his wings are gone. There was no point to that.
And also, after the gun QT, you saw how his health bar went down in one hit.
Yeah. And he doesn't even have a cool defeat. He just looks and then just falls on his knees.
I mean, visually, the design is cool, though. The design for the Titans, they're all really cool. But the thing is, with Supreme, you know that it's just a recolored Giganto with a back section added on.
Yeah, that is true. Also, he has a much rounder face.
Well, they just added sections to it. It's the same face.
Yeah, it is basically just Giganto with a jetpack.
Yeah, it's a case of this was not finished at all. The only
but
Titan
now-
that was completely finished was Giganto.
No, we're surprised because Wyvern and Knight were good.
Well, you can have unfinished things that are still good. Halo 2 is an example of that. But just because, by the way, he quotes the dialogue from the actual, from the original fight here, and then during the actual boss fight, it is silence. So while the original fight had a cool speech, I think that this fight is better just because there's actually more supersonic gameplay in it.
Right. Anyways, it's a good thing that the end isn't actually the moon. Otherwise, being this close would have destroyed the Earth.
Yeah. Well, more accurately, the thing about the end is that supposedly it's supposed to appear to you as what you're scared of the most. Now, why Sonic is scared of the dark side of a moon and same goes for Sage makes no sense.
Yeah. Also, notice how it looked like Supreme was like struggling, trying to escape its grasp.
Well, yeah, because the pilot inside Supreme is still there. He's just not alive.
You're right. Anyways, this is the true final fight.
Have you seen this, by
Wait,
the way?
Nothing. No, this is gonna be my first time.
And why are you screaming so loud?
I am.
Yeah, you keep peeking the microphone.
I don't know why. Oh, is it the transformation?
Yep, we got the transformation scene.
He absorbs the dark cybernetic within him, and then he makes it his own. I'm just spewing shit out.
I'm glad that you see they even do the electricity thing.
Behold, Supersonic 2.
Yep.
They actually just called it there, didn't it?
Yeah, that's what it is.
And all it did is just that if you time to parry correctly, you're just invincible.
You're invincible to everything. And if you hack Supersonic 2 into the main game, literally nothing can hurt you during that parry window.
That's actually pretty insane.
The problem is, why is it 1/15th of a second? I mean, why is it only 15 frames?
I have no idea. What is even happening right now?
The camera's being evil to me.
Okay, that was he was like,
Yeah, he just
no.
snaps it off, yeah. This guy has so much ego in the fight, and it's cool. Camera! See, stuff like this is why this game cannot be considered a masterpiece. I don't even think this is a good game to recommend to Sonic newcomers either.
Yeah, I might just get out of the game. For newcomers, it's not gonna do well.
What's crazy is that a lot of people in the modern fan base started with this game, which confuses the hell out of me. Okay, if you look at a lot of the recent live streamers who did this, a lot of them said that they watched the movie, so they bought this.
Oh god.
Like this, first of all, neither of those I think are a good representation of the story of Sonic. Or even the writing of Sonic. Like this game does the Sonic writing well enough that it beats everything Pontac made, but this is not touching the 2000s era of Sonic stories. Not even close. Hell, I don't even think this touches the manuals from the 90s. Okay? I mean, visually this fight is impressive though. But the thing is, this fight is very confusing. You have to know ahead of time that you need to Psyloop the gun so that you can give it to Eggman. Nothing in the game tells you that. As a matter of fact, the only reason I knew about that is when I was struggling with Master King so much that I ended up watching a tutorial on how to beat this one as well.
Huh.
Yeah.
Nice game.
Also, this animation, I don't know, it just looks weird to me. I think it would have worked better if all four of them arrived and then they made the blast wall. Suddenly we have a what I'm gonna call Sony Interactive Studios camera angle there, where we get to see a third-person over-the-shoulder action-style perspective from the Sonic character.
But it's honestly pretty cool if we can see things better.
That's the problem with the Sony movie games. They're limited in gameplay.
Yeah. Man.
And as you can see, we have gotten rid of his healing back there. We've gotten rid of his gun. All we need to do now is hit him to death. So in other words, the end, die the death. Sentenced to death.
Great equalizer is the death.
Exactly. Boom. Yep.
Oh, look at that. He just. Oh!
We're gonna juggle this idiot.
It's now or never.
Oh, so you do know the English line. Okay, you do know the line.
No, I don't know the fight, but I know this scene.
Sonic Power Cannon, fire!
Okay, now this melee is pretty awesome.
Oh, you haven't heard the Junichi Kanemaru scream, have you?
No. But it's basically like the cannon from Sonic X, right?
Yeah, that's what I was. That's what I just referenced.
Yeah, I thought and he basically becomes this is Cyber Sonic, who only appears in death and we never see him again.
I'm not translating him screaming. You guys can figure that out.
Holy frick, that scream is epic! And how Eggman got control, I'm not quite sure.
Because he's Dr. Eggman, he'll figure it out.
Aiming.
You know, I'm glad that they kept the glasses being a computer thing from 06.
Also, please make reference.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, you had the teeth, you had the spiral eyes. It was just basically Fleetway Supersonic right now.
See, I like the references like that because it doesn't get in your way, but it's not.
Yeah, it's
subtle. It's not like the freaking without the time stones from Shadow Generations, because that was always stupid to me.
Right. Now that was a far better final boss.
Exactly.
Would you say it was the best boss fight in the game?
No.
Yeah, I
No,
thought so.
the best boss fight in this game, I think, is probably still Knight. I think so, right?
Yeah, honestly, I do like Knight more.
I like it too. Although, instead of him falling gracefully, he just lands like that.
I mean, it kind of makes sense, but that was all kinds of new power for him.
Yeah, but don't you think Tails could have flown up and caught him as a nice reference to Sonic 2?
Maybe, yeah.
I think so.
And what a chance do you think we might ever see Super Sonic 2 again, or the only for here?
I don't know. I've learned not to question that stuff. I already learned my lesson with Hypersonic.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
This line is so interesting to me because this is not at all what he said in English.
He just said,
Are you
"You've done
hungry?"
well." Yeah, which is weird since she's an AI.
Yeah.
In the English, he just says, "You've done well, dear daughter.
Yeah.
Come, let's go home."
Home. I like the sound of that, father. Anyhow, we're here for a 10-minute credit sequence, so give your thoughts on Frontiers.
Wait, was it actually 10 minutes? Oh my god, it is. What the fuck? Okay, Frontiers. I said it before, and I'll say it again. It is the best 3D Sonic game we got for a long time. This game will only have me giving me hope for Sonic again. After so much longer of having it mediocre or lesser games, this reinvigorates my love for Sonic. And I am hoping they can do things better. And so far, they've been doing well. Shadow Generation was amazing. The new racing game, it's gonna be. I'll admit it's okay, but it definitely looks fun. And we already know we're getting a Heroes remake, so we'll see what the new game is. I have high hope with Sonic, and all thanks to this game. Everything, even though it wasn't finished at first, everything about it was still fun. I loved every single aspect of it. The gameplay, the open zones, even the cyber stages are pretty fun, except for 1-2, screw that stage forever. The boss fights were hands down some of the best ever in Sonic. And while he speaks different in Japanese, the English version of the end speech still gives me chills. And I'm glad we were able to get more in the DLC. I'm glad we got more playable characters after so long. They were all done well, especially Tails. He's broken. And this new addition to the story, it is hands down far better. Sonic Frontiers, people. If you're a Sonic fan, you're definitely gonna love this game. That's basically my whole thoughts on this. What your time to go?
Okay, here's my thoughts on this game. Gameplay-wise, this is arguably the best controlling Sonic since Adventure 1. I don't think you can make the argument that any other previous Sonic controlled better than this Sonic, especially when you're able to use the sliders to tune him, so any slight imperfections that you have, you can fix, thank goodness. Regarding the environment designs, this is the kind of style that I like for Sonic. I do enjoy the more photorealistic art style for Sonic. Normally, I'm a fan of stylization in video games, but for Sonic specifically, I prefer a lot of it being with the photorealism. I really got burnt after Sonic Colors with the more cartoonish aesthetic. I don't think that game looked very good. Now, it might just be because it was on a Wii running at 480p as opposed to the beautiful, amazing 1080p that we got with the Xbox and PlayStation 3 generation. Furthermore, oh, by the way, we never listened to Vandalize because that song is copyrighted, so take that one, OK Rock.
that was only in the trailer.
No, it's in the normal mode.
Oh.
It's in the normal and easy mode. If you want to hear the other song, you have to put it in hard mode.
I say, but Vandalize is still a pretty good song.
Oh yeah, Vandalize is a good song, but after this, it's weird because when this game was releasing, I was enjoying Vandalize a lot, and then after I played this game, I forgot that song even existed.
Put the pain away, my bed. Wait, am I thinking of that game with copyright?
That song is copyright. You can't play. You can't listen to that song.
Okay. Even if I sing some of the lyrics, that's still copyright?
I don't think the YouTube bot will pick it up, but I wouldn't risk it either.
Okay, I'll shut up then.
Okay. Wait, don't just shut up. Just don't sing that specific song. Anyhow.
Sorry, that's what I meant, yeah.
Yeah, anyhow, regarding the actual story, the biggest issues with this story is the fact that I'm more interested in what happened before the story, and I think that's a cardinal sin of storytelling. I want to actually see the interesting story. Don't hide the interesting story behind the characters just talking to each other over and over again. There's this thing in fiction called show, don't tell.
They actually do show it in comics. We got a preview comic before this game.
By the way, this game actually does the same thing wrong that Final Fantasy VII Remake does wrong. It doesn't give you any context because it just assumes you know what's happening ahead of time. This game assumes you read the comic, it assumes you watched the animation, in the same way that Final Fantasy VII Remake assumed you played Final Fantasy VII and watched Advent Children and played Crisis Core and played whatever the name of that mobile game is and watched the anime and read an entire novel. Guys, not everybody who buys this game is already a die-hard Sonic fan like the rest of us, okay? Most people who got into this game, based on the live streams that I was watching, literally never played Sonic before, and they got into the series with the movies. And while I'm not, I'm glad Sonic has more fans because of the movies, I really am, it was a bit noticeable that they had issues following along with the actual game. Furthermore, this game doesn't do a good job of actually teaching you how to control Sonic. Because you saw what I was doing the whole game, right, David? I was doing some crazy maneuvers, right?
Yeah.
Nothing in this game teaches you how to do anything even remotely close to that. It's in the same issue that Sonic Riders had. Sonic Riders, great racing game, by the way, but nothing in the game actually teaches you how to play Sonic Riders. So that's another issue with this game. The boss fights, I admit, are some of the coolest this series has ever seen. However, when you actually get good... First of all, why is the accounting department on the freaking credits of this game?
I have no idea what the heck.
Okay. It's almost as bad as when Riel and I did the Sonic Forces playthrough and we were asking why the freaking therapy team was on the credits.
Why is there a therapy team?
Apparently, there's a therapy team. And then here's the evil group hit detection that I really don't like. They did some damage to the storytelling, I can tell you that. Although they're really only responsible for the English text. They very likely didn't affect the Japanese text at all. Because otherwise there wouldn't be changes that drastic. See, stuff like that. Hit Detection is a group, they're a consultancy agency. And what they do is they get hired by companies to make sure that their games don't, offend anyone, have anything problematic in it, which I think, okay, whatever, dude. This is a rated E game. To some extent, I get it. Okay, but if we're making something like an M-rated game, then I don't really care. It shouldn't have it. But the point is that I think that group is part of the reason why the character of Amy has changed so drastically.
Yeah, I think what you mean.
Because in Japanese, she still has like that super in love with Sonic thing. Now, she's not hardcore stalker like she was in the 2000s, but at least it's very obvious that she likes him. In the English text, it barely feels like they care about each other. They just sound so monotone in the English text. Like, Amy and Sonic in this game, if you play the game in English, sound very mellow. Like, they're out of character. You know?
Yeah, right.
Like, in the Japanese version, it still felt like Sonic and Amy were themselves. Yeah, they were a bit different because the story was, a more serious story in a long time. But the characters were still them. The English text turned Sonic and Amy into, I guess, it's like colder versions of themselves. By the time we get to Knuckles, though, he gets back to his happier self, but he loses his, coolness, I don't think Sonic is very cool in this game in the writing. He's cool in what he does. The gameplay is cool, the cinematics are cool, the fights are cool. But NASA, what the fuck are they doing in the credits?
What? I'm getting they have to hire them because they hire them for better space stuff.
Okay.
During the end fight. I have no idea.
Okay, fine, whatever. So my thoughts on this game, originally I had this game as an S tier video game. I think it's gone down. I really do. I think I was too in love with it because they got rid of Pontaf. I mean, Morio Kishimoto, you deserve your records, you earned your accolades. I believe this was the highest selling 3D Sonic game since Heroes, so congratulations to that. I have no complaints. I enjoyed this playthrough from beginning to end. Thank you all for watching the Freedom Action Adventure game Sonic Frontiers, directed by Morio Kishimoto, produced by the producer of the Sonic team, Takashi Iizuka, and published by Sega. You have any last words to say to the audience, David?
Yeah, so like I said before, if you're a fan of Sonic, you will enjoy this game. Give it a chance. It may have some flaws, but it's definitely one of the best 3D Sonic games ever to be made. So the people who made this game, you did a good job. Thank you for this.
Take care, everyone.